Vikings Game Day Live is presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Right side three. 1, 2, 3.
20, 15, 10, touchdown! You're watching Vikings Game Day Live.
Oh, and good morning to you all, Vikings fans. Look at that. The Vikings playing the Saints this morning in London. If that music didn't get you going, we are here to get you started. Hello, everyone. I am Dawn Mitchell alongside Ron Johnson. We are the stateside crew. We have some of our VEN crew, of course, in London. Ron has his tea. Jolly-O, you are prepared and ready to go. How are you on this bright, cheery Cheerio morning?
I'm good. My daughter has the state softball championships today. They won 2-0 yesterday, so Mission softball is doing great. So I was actually up early getting ready for that, excited about that. Get to go, because the game is early, so I actually get to go to the games later today at 1 and 2 o'clock, so I'm excited.
So you're on London time.
I'm on kid time. I'm whenever, like that's my life. Whatever my kids are doing, that's the time zone I'm on. So yeah, but no, I know we're gonna talk about the circadian rhythms and the time zone stuff, so we'll get into that as the show goes.
Yeah, you know, I had my coffee. I am staying American style, so coffee was it for me this morning because I had to brew my own. What's going on with that? Because we're way too early for things to be open. But we are going to kick this off and talk some football. Lots going on because let me tell you, the Vikings, they woke up much earlier than we have, and there's a lot going on first. So, Ron, let's first start with, let's go back to the Lions game and what they can bring forth to this game. And first of all, everyone wants to say, free KJ. KJ was the man. We all know what this offense is going to be different every week. It depends on what the defense gives you. What do you see from the Saints, and what do you think KJ's responsibilities will be today?
Yeah, every team's not going to play the Vikings the same because they understand that Kevin O'Connell's thinking the same thing. If you want to double, triple, bracket Justin Jefferson, I mean, you could see they were playing quarter, half. So they had quarters to one side with help, and then you had a half to the other side. And unfortunately, Mike Hughes just picked the wrong, like he was doing the wrong thing. He tried to cut KJ Osborne off, realizing he had half of the field. And KJ Osborne did a great job stemming them inside, getting back outside, getting them skinny, and then getting to the post corner. And didn't even really run the post, just ran the corner route, and Kirk Cousins threw a perfect pass. So it's going to be by design. But Kevin O'Connell said, I'm still going to design plays for Justin Jefferson. He said, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know why, you know, teams are doing it the way they're doing it, but we're still going to try to find Justin Jefferson because Cooper Kupp had the same type of, I guess, delays in his season last year where they were doubling, tripling them, and then they found ways to get him the ball. But KJ and Adam Thielen are very good receivers, so if teams want to do that, good luck going man-to-man against KJ Osborne.
Well, you know, talking about man-to-man going against Jefferson, everyone's talking about Marshawn Lattimore, and they're old friends in terms of going up against each other. You said that they want to get Jefferson the ball. What are his odds about getting open against a guy that likes to play him one-on-one like Marshawn does?
Yeah, well, he's going to say he wants to play him one-on-one, but they're going to have help. Like, it's going to be some island times, but they're going to have some help for him. But when you think about a man-to-man guy, well, Justin Jefferson's biggest asset is his hips. Like, everybody says the hips don't lie. Well, Justin Jefferson uses everything. He uses his hips, his shoulders, his head. He's a very cerebral receiver when it comes to just understanding, if I give you this look, you're going to do this. And so I don't think too many teams want to die by the sword that way. Justin Jefferson is like a gunshot to the head. KJ Osborne and Adam Thielen are going to be those slow cuts, you know, death by 1,000 cuts. And so you have to decide how you want to die. If it is let Justin Jefferson kill you, fine. Like, that's the way to go for the day. But I think Marshawn Lattimore, when you think about that, that's ego, that's Darius Slay talk, that's pride. Sometimes it works, and sometimes you get burned. Let's not forget, Darius Slay had help every once in a while. Like, he was not by himself the entire game with Justin Jefferson, and people are thinking that. Darius Slay had help, and that's the reason why he was able to jump some of those routes.
All right, well, so if you want to spread the field, you obviously go to Dalvin Cook to try to run the ball first. We saw Dalvin of old for a little bit. He got his first touchdown last week. With the Saints defense, I mean, sometimes they can have their flaws. We've seen that already in the past couple of games. What do you think Dalvin will do? Yeah,
Dalvin Cook, so if they're going to play some type of quarters coverage, some type of nickels coverage, Dalvin Cook, it's his game. If you have a 7-man box versus these 6, you know, you got the tight end, and it's basically becomes man-to-man. Now you're going to put Dalvin Cook one-on-one, like you see there, in space with one guy who's supposed to be, you know, covering Dalvin Cook. Right there, he gets washed inside. There's nobody out there because the linebacker, if you notice, he shot the gap right there thinking, okay, Dalvin's coming my way, and Dalvin goes the other way. So that's going to be the issue. If you put 8 in the box, now you're screwed and you have to go man-to-man with those guys. And that's why even Irv Smith is a sneaky favorite, because in play action, the tight end has the best matchup. Irv just has to do a better job of stemming and getting his guy off his, like on his heels. He's let those guys sit back, cover him up. But I think Irv Smith, eventually he's going to have to come out and have a great game. This might be the one, because they are going to focus on Jefferson. They are going to focus on Dalvin. Irv Smith's the next guy. Yeah,
well, it also seems like Dalvin's shoulder is good, so let's just hope that there isn't any favoring going on, or he doesn't really get hit on there. But let's flip to the other side of the ball, the defense. We get Harrison Smith back. Zadarius Smith says he's going. I mean, so Zadarius Smith should definitely be in the mix again today. They kind of stumbled a little bit, but they're getting these 2 powerhouses kind of back to full form, we hope. They have to have a better showing. They looked better last week.
Yeah, and if you look at this offensive line for the Saints, they have injuries too. And so, I mean, honestly, Wyatt Davis might start for the Saints. And we know Wyatt Davis is not a great guard. And if I'm a coach and I watch film, they probably did. They're watching the old Vikings, Mike Zimmer versus Saints. Where do they get success? Danielle Hunter in the A gap, Danielle Hunter in the B gap. Like, moving around. They talked about doing that with Zadarius and Danielle. This might be the game, because now you get your guys on easier guys. You get them on the guards now, and they can get to the quarterback. So I'm looking forward to some exotic packages today, because there's no time to wait. This is a crucial game when you look at the Dolphins, who everybody thought was going to be a favorite with 2 out now. You look at the Bills, who finally bled. So there's a lot of teams showing their true colors, or not true colors, but showing we can bleed, like our armor is not solid. And if the Vikings can win this game, and then they have, not saying an easy game against the Bears, but they have a game against the Bears, they can really put a stamp on this season going in to beat the Dolphins.
All right, well, the one thing that we talked about, and you touched on it at the beginning of the show, is when you've got 2 teams that are going to play overseas, and one goes one direction, we're going early, we're getting settled, we're the home team, and then the other one goes, we're going to go as late as possible. It is about getting into that sleep pattern and getting on the same schedule. So, of course, that was the main topic of conversation for many of the players, and this is what Adam Thielen had to say about getting adjusted to London time, so to speak.
Compared to the first time we went to the second time, and I'm expecting the third time going over there, that they are becoming more aware of what American football is. You could tell from the first time to the second time, just the celebrations, the cheering was more on point. There isn't really a home team and an away team, so it's kind of noise all the time. But it still feels like football. It doesn't feel like an empty stadium. My favorite is when the kicking game goes out there. They get really excited. So whether it's a punt or a field goal, the crowd gets into those.
You gotta love it. I mean, hey, they are all about soccer, European football. But I mean, Ron, for a player, you've dealt with time change before, but this is a 6-hour time change. When you're on London time and you go in there hot, so to speak, what is the main thing? Is it getting your sleep? Is it fooling yourself mentally? What is it?
Yeah, one team went one direction, like you said, and one team went in sync. Shout out to Lori. I know she loves in sync. But when you think about being in sync, and that's what and nothing against that group, but when you think about what the Vikings did, they're trying to stay in sync. They're like, you know what? We didn't ask for a bye, because a lot of teams, when they go play overseas, they ask for a bye the next week. The Vikings declined the bye. They're like, no, that's too soon for a bye. We'll play next week, but instead of getting our bodies off and being on London time, hey guys, we're going to go there on a short week or a short, trip. We're going to try to keep our bodies on our time zone. They're going to trick their bodies into thinking they're playing a 9:30 a.m. game. And so that's what PJ Fleck did. I traveled with the team. We went to Indiana. I've traveled with the team before. And PJ Fleck does the same thing. They leave their play sheet on Minnesota time. So they're waking up on Minnesota. It's super confusing if your phone changes. And so they're telling all the players, hey, set your phones to Minnesota time so your time zone stays the same and it doesn't switch when we land, because they want everything to stay the same. I didn't listen because I'm not on that team, but my watch was like, okay, I'm on Minnesota time. And then I looked at my phone and I'm like, oh crap, I'm late. And I'm like, wait, nope, I'm on time. We're good. I'm super early actually. So that's where I think they're going to go with. And I say they listen to PJ Fleck, but they have a sleep doctor. Right. They have a guy with Sleep Number that's telling them. So he's like, look, just stay on this time zone, and then when you go there, make it a short week, come back, and now you can play the Bears, and your bodies aren't thinking different. So, and that's why I said this is not a fun trip for us. That's why you don't see pictures of players out kicking it and hanging out. They're like, dude, we're practicing at whatever time in the morning it is in Minnesota. We're going to go to sleep and try to stay on Minnesota time. So it's been there before. And that happened to us when there was a hurricane hit Baltimore. We all went over there, and then to West Coast, and we stayed on Baltimore time for the entire week. We were getting ready to play, I think, the Oakland Raiders or the Chargers at the time.
I am shocked that you didn't listen. I'm just saying, color me shocked that Ron didn't listen to what everyone said to do. You know, we have VEN partners over across the pond, as Ron likes to say, but they're already on London time and dealing with the weather. We're going to toss it out now to Gabe Henderson and Ben Lieber, who are going to bring us up to date from England.
Cheerio, fellas.
Cheerio.
Ben, we are here in London outside of the Barrel Boy and Banker Bar. It has been a scene here for Vikings fans. Can you describe the feeling it's been like for you being here, not getting any sleep on the flight, but being thrown into the fire?
Well, you know, just being punchy from not sleeping on the flight at all, and then the first thing you put in my body is just a big coffee, you know, in the morning. So, look, I'm feeling great. We're here at this bar. This is basically going to be the hub of the Minnesota Vikings and the Vikings fans, and it's awesome. Yeah. Like we were here 5 years ago, and we didn't have a crowd like this on the first day. And already in the first day, when they opened up the doors at 10 o'clock, I was here at 10 o'clock. The people just flooded in. They're doing Skull chants. They're doing the Vikings fight song. There's a lot of beer and a lot of liquor flowing already early in the morning and all through the afternoon. So it's been a lot of fun.
Liquid courage is prominent right now, but football courage is going to have to be on display on Sunday, the Vikings versus Saints. There's going to be a lot to talk about, but you look at this matchup. On paper, it looks like the Vikings are going to have pretty much everyone here playing later today. What are your thoughts on this matchup, and how can the Vikings get a win?
Well, look, I just think that I would love to see us continue to run the ball like we did last week. Okay. I mean, Dalvin Cook, there was obviously an emphasis from Coach O'Connell that, hey, I'm going to learn from my mistakes on Monday Night Football. I want to run the football a little bit more. I want to establish the run. Dalvin did a great job. Now, Dalvin seems like he's going to be healthy. He was a full participant. He knows how to manage the shoulder that he's been dealing with for a long time now. So I want to see us really establish the run, and that way I think that'll draw off some of those double teams that we keep seeing from JJ in the passing game when we have a little bit more second and short and third and short and third and manageable situations.
Well, if we're going to run the ball like that, teams are probably going to stack the box and blitz us like the Philadelphia Eagles did and the Detroit Lions. So if you're this Vikings offense or if you're Kirk Cousins, how do you mitigate that blitz?
Well, I think everybody wants to talk about, can we pick up the blitz? Can we protect Kirk? And that obviously is something that you want to do. But what I'm looking for now is this evolution of this offensive line. We're doing a good job protecting. I want to see what sort of answers we have to beat the blitz and not just throwing a screen pass. Like everybody thinks that like the number one thing that you can do to call off the dogs on defense is like get them with the screen pass. When they're all rushing upfield, you just dump it off to a tight end or a running back. No. I want to see us recognize the blitz pre-snap, and I want to see what sort of outlet passes that we have that really hit them behind the blitz. Okay. We have not seen that really in the first few games here this season, so that's something I want to see. Obviously protect Kirk and have an option and an outlet.
Got a couple of seconds here before we end this. I want to talk about the defensive side of the ball. We don't know if Za'Darius is going to play. He's on the injured list as of right now, not practicing. How do we get to Jameis Winston, whether Za'Darius plays or whether he doesn't?
Well, I think we really have to challenge their tackles. Okay. Their offensive line is banged up right now. We don't know who's actually going to be healthy and who's not. And even if they are in, they're going to be less than 100%. So I think we really have to attack their tackles on the outside, whether that's twists and stunts that really affect them, not so much the interior part of the offensive line. Attack those guys on the edges. I think we can win some of those things. I think we have to pressure more. We have not seen a lot of blitz and pressure out of this defense. We've seen a lot of too high safety looks, sort of a bend but don't break coverage. I think that we have to bring 5, 6 guys at times and just let them know, hey, it's going to be a long day. You got to figure out pre-snap where our blitzers are coming from, and Jameis with those 4 broken vertebrae in his back. Let's make him feel those each and every time he goes to throw the ball.
Well, one thing I can feel is these people from London basically telling us to get out of their sidewalk. So I'm going to send it back.
We're getting a lot of looky-loos, like trying to figure out what the heck is going on with these guys.
Like, why are these guys here? Yeah. But we're going to send it back to you, and hopefully the Vikings can get a win later today.
Sounds even more polite, though, when they kick you off in a British accent, right? Stick around when we come back. We're going to hear from KJ Osborne, the big game winner from last week. We'll see what he can do this week. Stick around, you're watching Vikings Game Day Live.
Welcome back to Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, last week, KJ Osborne was the star. He had 5 receptions for 73 yards, and yes, that big game-winning touchdown. Our own Tatum Everett sat down with KJ ahead of this game in England.
Get it, you know I'm the man. Yeah, go.
He's gonna fire right. Yes! KJ Osborne! You're so cold-blooded! Touchdown!
Last week I knocked. I'm about to kick the go down. Let's go.
They know I'm the man. 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 They know I'm the man.
It's not a normal week as you now prepare for a London game against the Saints at Tottenham Stadium. How do you prepare for a cross-global game?
Same way you would prepare for any other game. Obviously, there's a little more excitement, going to, as Coach said, another continent, another to play, across the world. It's really fun, but, the preparation I think is the same. I guess anything that would change would be like the sleep schedules, things like that, which I've never played over there, so I'm asking the vets what to do.
The trip with Daniil to the UK, you two represented the Vikings on this goodwill tour for the NFL International Series.
Hey guys, excited for our game in London. Excited to see you guys. Me and my boy right here. Come support us. Let's go Vikings.
Was that your first time overseas?
That was my first time overseas. It was a dope experience. When they came to me with the opportunity, I was super excited about it. So I was happy I was able to do that.
One of the highlights, a private tour of Tottenham Stadium where you'll be playing on Sunday.
This is gonna be sweet. Gritty.
What do you think the venue will be like?
I think it'll be really exciting. It was a different venue, like how I pictured it. It really has a football feel. It's almost a little similar to US Bank a little bit, with a little bit of, they got some Arizona Cardinal kind of vibes, like when they were kind of telling us, how the stadium was built. But I was expecting more of like a soccer stadium, and they were telling us, it was kind of built for like American football. So I think it'll be really exciting. It was huge. So I think the fans are gonna go crazy. I hear they go crazy when they do all the kickoffs and punts and everything because we were kicking. So I'm excited for that.
You also were able to attend a youth football event where you got to meet some kids who played the same game, and the highlight of their trip was meeting real NFL football players. Right. What was the highlight of that experience for you?
There you go.
I think the highlight for me, what pops in my head, so it was the UK national football, flag football.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
And the Vikings were there, so one of the teams were the Vikings, and they had a really good kid on the team named Will, and he made this move, and he had a long touchdown.
Interception! Vikings! We going to Gritty! 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 Gritty!
We all went down there celebrating and spiking the ball and Gritty and everything. They know it way over there. So I think that's one of the highlights. Those kids, they were so excited to meet me, and I was excited to teach them the game and see them compete.
Gritty every time we score. Gritty every time we score.
You were once in their shoes.
Right.
Now you're year 3 in the NFL. In what ways, since you've been in the league, have you grown the most?
Oh man, I would just say my maturity and just knowing the business, knowing the league, the ins and outs, on the field, just being more comfortable, not really worried about, making a mistake, but, just playing fast and playing confident and understanding that I belong, that, I can play in this league, and I made plays in this league.
Caught! 15, 10, touchdown!
I love that you mentioned confidence, because I don't know if you know this, but between year 1 and year 2, you have made the largest leap for a receiver in Vikings history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So obviously, rookie year, no offensive snaps. Right. Second year, you come out, make a huge splash.
Cousins passes to the end zone. Touchdown!
I thought he threw it away. I turned away. I thought he threw it away too. I turned away.
50 receptions, 655 yards,
Right.
7 touchdowns.
Right.
What did you learn about patience?
Oh man, it was just sort of like God has a plan for you. My whole life has kind of been like that since Little League. If my dad is watching this, Little League, I was second string running back. And then I had to work my way up. And then we go to the high school, and even at Buffalo, I had the red shirt. And then, you know, somehow I got in the game and I was good. You know, it always starts a little slow for me. You know, that's just kind of how my pattern's been since I was a kid. So, you know, I've only just stayed to myself and, you know, true to myself, and that's to continue to work, to keep my head down, you know, and good things are going to come.
What do you hope to see from KJ Osborne in year 3?
Oh man, an exciting player, someone that's a key role, you know, on this Vikings team, this playoff team, the Super Bowl team. That's what I would love to see, you know, smashing, you know, all my expectations and goals out the window, and, you know, just being confident, being the player that I want to see, you know, on film. I think, you know, I'm my hardest critic, so if I like what I see on film, then, you know, I know everybody else is gonna like it too.
Thank you very much, Tatum and KJ. Hopefully KJ has a good game, but there's a lot of other games going on, Ron, and so we're gonna take you through the Fox Bet Super 6. So you can download this app. You have to predict 6 games. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do the whole league. So we're gonna go down through a couple of them so you can win Terry's money. Did you win Terry's money? I think you should.
Uncle Terry has never given me any money. But
all right, first up we have Commanders and Cowboys. I have Dallas winning by 7. Who do you have?
I got Dallas +4 right now.
+4,
Yep.
okay. All right, next up, Bills, Ravens. Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson. That's a good one.
It's a good one, 2 great quarterbacks, but I'm going to go Bills +4. They lost last week, so they're a little bit pissed off.
All right, I have deep completions to Diggs, and I also have the Bills. All right, Seahawks, Lions. I have the Lions winning by 3. It's going to be a tight one, I think.
I got the Lions covering +4.
Ooh,
I think they're going to beat the Sea Chickens.
We did not even talk before this. All right, Titans, Colts. Matt Ryan, 6 turnovers. He's been sacked 12 times. I have Titans by 10.
I got Colts +1.
Oh.
I think this defense for the Colts is going to get it figured out this week and help out Matt Ryan.
All right. We have Bears and Giants. All right, 2 of the best rushing teams that we've got going right now. Who do you have?
I got Giants +2. I think they're going to find a way to get it done, which is weird to say, but I think their Giants are going to find a way to get it done.
No, I have Giants by 3 with Saquon Barkley in parentheses right there. All right, Cards, Panthers, another 1 and 2 matchup. So not the best guys out of the gate. Who do you got?
+1. I got the Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think, Kyler Murray is a game changer. I think the Panthers just don't know what they want to be right now.
All right, I have Cards by 14. 2 touchdowns is
could happen.
Right?
The Panthers. I mean, Matt Rule has lost the locker room.
All right. Okay, when we come back, we're going to break down the Saints. We're going to tell you who's in, who's out, and if you agree with us on this Fox Bet Super 6, you too can download and see what you got. But the Saints, they're without a lot of guys today. We'll tell you who's out, who's in, and we'll see what the chances are for the Vikings. Stick around. We'll be right back.
I don't think Laviska's going to do that this week.
You're watching Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
And ultimately, no, it's a work trip. You know, we're going out there to win a football game against a team that we've got a lot of respect for, and we know it's going to be a challenge, 4 quarters grind of a game, and we're trying to do everything we can on our side. And you know, key word is our. You know, they know they're in it with us, and the plan is set in place for them, but also for them to take advantage of it and being smart and, you know, doing things for reasons that are help them be at their best on Sunday.
Well, KO with those words, but he's getting a little help on the Saints side with some of the injuries. As we find out now, Jameis Winston definitely is out, and it's going to be Andy Dalton in place. Fearful or not fearful? We know what we get in Andy Dalton, right?
Well, yep, Andy Dalton, I mean, 93 for 140, 66 complete percentage, completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 13 sacks versus the Vikings. So he has actually done pretty decent when he's played the Vikings. The Vikings have not done great against backup quarterbacks. Remember Cooper Rush from Dallas? I know most of you do. So I would have rather had Jameis Winston. He's hurt. He gets scared and throws the ball to every other team but his own. So Andy Dalton, I mean, he's not going to go in there and make mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And also out for them, Michael Thomas with that foot injury. So that is a plus side, though, for the Vikings.
It is, but again, an injured Michael Thomas we've seen as late. He hasn't done much on the field. Like, it's been very quiet, you know, since the first game. And so, but again, he's out. His backup, one of their backup receivers is hurt as well. So it's a lot of injuries on this team. But this is what the NFL is about. It's a game of attrition. Who can stay healthiest the longest is going to be the best team in the end. So let's hope the Vikings can keep some of these guys on the field, and we'll see what the Saints put on the field today.
Yeah, and the yin and the yang on that is Alvin Kamara, he's out with the rib injury, but they're saying Landry is in. He is going to play. So that's kind of talking to what you were saying, right? Landry's in, maybe a little banged up. We'll
yeah,
see.
and Taysom Hill may or may not go. I think he's going to go, but he's hurt too. So there's a lot of injured players on this team. I don't know what the Saints are doing in practice. I don't know what these teams that have played them are doing. I do know when the Bucs played them, there were some fights. So who knows if some guys sustained some little, punches here and there in the ribs. But there's a lot of injured guys on this Saints team, which is not good long term for them right now.
All right, one guy that everyone's going to keep an eye on too, rookie Chris Olave. We know what he can do. He was Winston's favorite target. I'm sure we're going to see a lot from him today.
Yeah, and at Ohio State, I mean, anybody that's Big Ten guy, you've known what this guy has been for years. He is one of the best receivers in the NFL. He was the best in college, and he's going and showing the reason why he's so good. So clearly Ohio State receivers are good. Their quarterbacks are shaky. But yeah, he's going to be a tough matchup for Cam Dantzler and Patrick Peterson. You have to know where Chris Olave is on the field at all times.
All right, well, also a lot of people want to know who's going to be in and out for the Vikings, and we knew Andrew Booth was going to be out, so you see the list here. The good thing is when we're looking down that list that we hear that Zadarius Smith is playing. That's good news for the Vikings. They get Harrison Smith back. EK said his toe is good. Dalvin's shoulder is good, so things are looking good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This defense, when they weren't good, it was because Danielle Hunter was out. You had a lot of guys hurt in the past. Harrison Smith being out last week, you could see the communication issues with that. So Harrison Smith is, I think you have to have your quarterback on the defense on the field in the back end. He's going to keep Patrick Peterson and Cam Dantzler lined up in the right spot. He also can see stuff and do things that, I mean, and Cam Bynum said it. Harrison Smith sometimes just knows what's going to happen, and he goes with his gut. And you learn that after 10 years in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. So when the hitman's back, things are good. So we will keep our fingers crossed on that. Well, Pete Bursich knows how to break things down. So we're going to check in with the film room and see what he has to say about this matchup against the Saints.
Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bursich. Well, the Minnesota Vikings get to fly across the big pond and take on these New Orleans Saints. Now, the New Orleans Saints have a stout defense, don't get me wrong. But offensively, it appeared they turned the corner. Let's take a look at the film and see what our defense is going to be up against in jolly old London. Now, whenever you talk about the New Orleans Saints offense, you got to start with this guy, Alvin Kamara. Now, Alvin Kamara ruined our Christmas a couple years ago, if you remember, with 6 touchdowns. The Saints still love to use him. And just like against Detroit, you're going to see how they block up front. And they have a very, very good offensive line combined with the extra tight ends. Again, just like we saw last week. Watch these double teams here and these double teams here, and the movement they get on these defensive linemen. but also keep an eye on this guy. This linebacker, he needs to see that guard pull, and it doesn't work out so well, as you can see. He blitzes up in that A-gap, but look at these double teams right here. They have these defensive linemen moved all the way over here. That makes for an easy kick out, a pulling guard, and that's all this Kamara guy needs. He gets through, and now it's a foot race between he and the safety. Just out of bounds, but an explosive runner. When you have division teams that play each other, you always have to watch the film a little more closely because they know their opponents, right? Look at where Carolina is and look what they have going on. They're on their own 30, and they've got a zero blitz look, right? There's no free safety. There's 3 guys deep. You got 8 guys in the box. They're letting this quarterback know we're blitzing. They get some guys, they get some pressure, but down here, this is the outlet. This is the guy that's free. But Winston decides he's going to do what? Throw a 50-50 ball down here to Chris Olave, who, by the way, had an unbelievable day. The ball should be going here. He throws the 50-50 ball. That's the kind of confidence that he has in this rookie from Ohio State. And you see the jump ball, but Olave's got plenty of skill, plenty of speed, drifts out wide, comes up with a big catch. That was one of 2 huge receptions for Olave that day. And really, that's a ball that should have been delivered to the flat. Now you flip the script. They're right in the red zone on the 20-yard line. This ends up being a huge play in this game. Carolina, again, what are they showing? They're showing zero blitz. This guy already knows before he gets the snap, I got to get rid of this thing quickly. They are able to get to Winston. He's looking at this tight end down the middle of the field and see how wide open the middle of the field is, but he has a free rusher right here. He has to make this decision to put this ball where he knows the receiver is going to go, or else he's going to have to do this, take a sack. Now this moves the ball back. New Orleans ended up missing this field goal attempt, so they go from the 20-yard line to a missed field goal attempt. That was huge in this game. So overall, this New Orleans Saints team, they have an outstanding defense, so our offense is going to be locked up with them all day long. Defensively, however, there's going to be some opportunity. If we can get pressure on Winston, we can make him throw it and throw it where he shouldn't. That's where a linebacker and or a safety needs to be Johnny on a spot to get that interception. Getting to be +2, that would be nice for us in jolly old London.
All right, Pete. Well, of course, they're going to have to put the pressure now on Andy Dalton, right? And take all of that and just throw it at the backup guy, who Ron is a little nervous about. So let's keep that in check.
Backups are scary.
Stick around. We have much more to come right here on Vikings Game Day Live as we get you set for the game in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Stick around.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
You're watching Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. A lot of Vikings fans making the trip to London and including the KFAN Power Trip. Look at Rosie and all the guys. I love it. Mingling with the fans in London. Let me tell you, there's also a lot of fans living there that are Vikings fans, so they didn't even have to make the trip. So, you know, NFL is just global right now, Ron. It's fantastic just to see the love that's going on over there.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. And that's all they did. It looks like they drink beer every minute of the day.
You know, I've never been there, but you say it like it's a bad thing. I mean, who knows what's in your coffee cup? No, he says it is tea. It is tea for sure. You know, last week we heard from Justin Jefferson, but this week we had Adam Thielen mic'd up, and he was mic'd up for a big victory. So let's hear what he had to say on the field as they are going on to London.
Here we go. Let's have a day, huh? Let's go, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's have a day, huh? Let's go, baby. Come on. Ah! Hutch in. All right, one route. Ready? Go that way. Say hut. Nice. Ready, Asher? Say hut. All right, bud. Love you. Let's go, baby. Let's have a day. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's have a day. For you. Appreciate you, Coach. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got you, Coach. No let up for a second. One play at a time. I got you. Love you, brother. Come on, baby. Love you, man. Come on. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Let's do it. All on us. Let's go. Dang, I lost my freaking finger already. I'm gonna get him a quick move on it. Just ba-ba, ba-ba. Woo! Oh my gosh. I just gave him a quick move, ba-ba. Come on.
They fake a toss to JJ. Kirk back to pass. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings! That's the 50th receiving touchdown in Adams' career, and it's 14-6 Lions.
There we go. I know you're gonna get one. These 50 touchdowns, bro. Coming where you come from, undrafted. That's amazing, bro. Good job. Appreciate it. Let's keep it rolling, brother. Yes, sir. Love you, brother. Let's go, babe. We're good.
Cousins fires a BB, and old reliable Adam Thielen has it for a first down.
Thielen, he's so good at stemming some of those routes right in the middle of the field.
He way short. Throw the flag. I need my visor wipes. Hold on. Inside. Thank you. Oh. I ran right into him. I tried to avoid him and everything. He just boom.
Cousins makes him pay over the middle. Caught Thielen, angles right, 7-6, 5, and he stopped at the 4. 15 for 19.
Oh man, I wanted to score that one. I just gave him a way quicker move, so I just kind of gave him a quick and he stopped his feet. Come on, defense, take over, baby, take over, D. Throw a pick here, Jared. Come on, bud. Get out there, bro. Holy buckets.
Drive stays alive. Cousins back to the air. With a laser over the middle, flag on the play. It's caught by Thielen, who's caught fire.
Good job, Kurt.
Cousins out of the shotgun with no timeouts, trailing 24-21. Takes the snap, straight drop. He's going to fire right. Yes! KJ on board! You're so cold-blooded! Touchdown!
Hey, you that dude! Hey, you that dude! Let's go! Hey, love you, brother. Hell of a job, baby. Way to fight. love you, man. Hey, man, I love you so much, bro. I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. You're doing a great job. Good job, brother. A lot of respect, man. What's up? You guys win a lot of games, man. Yeah, baby. Ooh, we make you nervous? We make you nervous? Yeah. Come on. Come on, baby. Woo! Hell yeah, baby. Yes, sir. You man. Oh, yeah. Ha, 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 ha! Woo!
Oh, you gotta love it. Did I make you nervous, Ziggy? Did I make you nervous? Well, when we come back, we're going to do sink or sail. We're going to get your opinion, Ron, on sinking it all or not overseas. Stick around.
Jolly old London.
This is Vikings Game Day Live, presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the outskirts of London. Paul Allen with Pete Bursich. The Minnesota Vikings just concluded their Friday practice into the Sunday game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against the New Orleans Saints. It's very rainy, and this part of England right now. And, it's also a reigning misfortune on the New Orleans Saints, where their quarterback, Jameis Winston, is doubtful to play. Michael Thomas is he's not going to play. Game-changing wide receiver, left guard Andres Pete, he's not going to play. Overall, with those injuries into this game, what do you think?
Well, for the Saints, you still have to remember they're fielding a very good defense. They've given up one touchdown the entire season thus far, so our offense is still going to have a lot of work to do. Now, defensively, will that make it easier? I think for us, the Andres Pete thing is a really big deal because he's a really good offensive lineman. They're very solid, I think, across the board up front. So, that's going to take a little bit out of the running game. I just feel like this is the matchup is going to be our offense versus their defense.
Yeah, and when we this is the third time Pete and I will have called a game in London, where the 2013 we were at Wembley, the team beat the Steelers. 2017 we were at Twickenham and the team beat the Browns. Now we're going to be at Tottenham Hotspur. And one common thread is full time. Just look at this vast landscape here. It's just so beautiful. We're at the Hanbury Manor Marriott. And it's just so beautiful out here and just such a wonderful opportunity to get away from the rigmarole. Yeah. And, in talking to Kevin O'Connell about the galvanizing team aspect of this, he really likes once you get here and get everybody together, it just has a nice team bonding to it.
Yeah, it does. This is so antithetical to what we're used to, and that's a big city, big hotel, police cars downtown, right? Walk through the ropes to your room, and then you never – this is all spread out.
Beautiful.
We're like nestled in the middle of these hills and houses.
Yeah.
And so I agree. Then the hotel itself is like a cottage.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be a great experience for the guys.
Peter, give us one key to winning this game against the New Orleans Saints and improving to 3-1.
Turnovers. I mean, turnovers and penalties. Those are a couple of big things. I think it's just. We've been very good with the penalties. The Saints have been struggling. A lot of that's on Winston. So if he's not playing, that may help them. But turnovers have killed them. And right now we got one back last week. We need to get a couple more. If we stay on the plus side of that, I think it's.
Why are you getting so wet,
game.
Man?
Yeah, whatever.
All right, it's starting to rain rather hard here on the outskirts of London. For Pete Bursich, I'm Paul Allen. Vikings and Saints this weekend. Jameis Winston probably won't be playing, so. Get your red rifle cards ready. That'll probably be the quarterback the Vikings are trying to beat.
All right, welcome back. Of course, with the time change, we do know now that Winston is out, Andy Dalton is in, how that affects things going on. Ron's a little more afraid than he would if Jameis were in, but let's hope that that's a little tempered as well. All right, it's time now for Sink or Sail. Ron, we're going to fly through these. The number one is Justin Jefferson, 100-plus receiving yards today.
I'm so torn. I'm gonna sink it though. I'm gonna sink
are.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna sink it.
You're gonna sink it?
It's hard, but I'm gonna do it.
You know what? I'm just to be poly positive. That's I'm here. It's early. I'm gonna sail it. I'm just hoping he's been so frustrated for the past couple of games that I'm hoping maybe he finds a way to solve that one-on-one with Lattimore. Okay, next up, Dalton throws 2 or more interceptions.
I'm gonna sink it. I think he's gonna be protective of the ball.
And I'm gonna sail it. Who are we? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. You at home? Are you guys with me? I don't know. Okay, next coming up, Vikings win, and they win comfortably.
I'm gonna sink it. I don't know I don't think you can be comfortable ever as a Vikings fan.
And that's why I'm doing it, right? I'm like
unless it's 30-0, which is not gonna happen.
3 could be comfortable, right? For us, we just
hopefully it is 30-0
Okay, Osborne returns to the end zone. I'm gonna sail that.
I'll sail that.
All right.
I think KJ, red zone.
KJ all the way. Okay. Yeah. Greg Joseph makes every kick.
I'm going to sell it just because he's over there. I'm hoping some soccer guys have been talking to him all week.
Right.
Hey.
And they love the kicking game.
Laces out. There's no Finkel and Einhorn in this game, so we should be fine.
Okay, healthy Saints can challenge Bucks in the NFC South.
I'm
sinking it too. All right. Okay. Well, thanks so much for that. We're also going to show you what we have coming up today. Of course, we have the Vikings and the Saints. It's on NFL Network, you guys. So it's at 8:30 coming up. And Fox NFL Sunday is at 11. Bears and Giants right on Fox 9 at noon. And of course, stick with us, 10:35 Vikings postgame tonight. The Cheerio division.
Cheerio.
That's
For the
right.
NFL Plus app, too, people. NFL Plus app.
You
Go
heard
on
it
there.
here
You can
first.
stream it from your phone when you're at church. I didn't say
All
that.
right. For Ron Johnson, I'm Dawn Mitchell. Thanks for getting up early with us. Go have your Bloody Mary.
Vikings Game Day Live is presented by Luther Auto and Mystic Lake.
Right side 3. 1, 2, 3.
20-15-10, touchdown!
You're watching Vikings Game Day Live.
Oh, and good morning to you all, Vikings fans. Look at that. The Vikings playing the Saints this morning in London. If that music didn't get you going, we are here to get you started. Hello, everyone. I am Dawn Mitchell alongside Ron Johnson. We are the stateside crew. We have some of our VEN crew, of course, in London. Ron has his tea. Jolly-O, you are prepared and ready to go. How are you on this bright, cheery Cheerio morning?
I'm good. My daughter has the state softball championships today. They won 2-0 yesterday, so Mission softball is doing great. So I was actually up early getting ready for that, excited about that. Get to go, because the game is early, so I actually get to go to the games later today at 1 and 2 o'clock, so I'm excited.
So you're on London time.